So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack. Throwing is Rodgers. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Here's Rodgers to throw. On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
It's a gain of 6. And the Steelers 1st down.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that ball's incomplete.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now they'll work with 4 receivers here on 3rd and 6. Now Rodgers. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it. Now make that a 2nd sack here on their 1st drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
On the give, it's Warren. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. And I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball, and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
A short one there to Freiermuth. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Rodgers going to go on 4th down. Here's Freiermuth again. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So a bold call, but this drive will forge on. 1st and 10 after the 4th down conversion. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
DK Metcalf, 51 yards. And the Steelers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Oswell good with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. as well now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that will bring up 3rd and 1.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 25 yards the pickup there and also a first down.
Well, they just watched the other team take the ball downfield and score, so they knew that this drive, this opening drive, was on them. And boy, that was important to pick up that first down there and keep this one going.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. The tackle by Cole Holcomb.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Now 2nd and 9.
Yellow.
Mahomes now to throw. They'll check this one down to Pacheco. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 23. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Hey, 43.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. They'll get this complete to Worthy. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 2nd down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And the Chiefs are going to have what looks to be a 1st and goal as he'll take this down to the 10-yard line.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through and picking up first downs.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. They're mounting a nice drive here. Good chunk of yardage there again. O-line, they've been solid this drive.
They have that look about them right now that says, if you do anything but run the ball behind us.
Noah Gray as the first half is winding down. And the Chiefs have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you get a brand new ball game. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2.
The game at 7. Harrison Butker to kick off.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this ball is not going to get to the 20, so this is going to be whistled dead, and the ball's going to be placed up at the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Rodgers. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now it's Rodgers. And the Chiefs are going to get him. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. Third and 19. Rodgers going to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Set and ready to go for the 2nd half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the 1st half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
City Chiefs. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. That one caught by Rice. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Mahomes going to throw. Short throw, hauled in by Kelsey. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
He just had the feeling that sooner or later someone was going to come up with that one play. Neither team has really done a whole lot offensively, but here's one that pays off to the tune of big yardage, and it's one that could maybe get this group in gear.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. They'll give him 4 yards there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
He's going to find his tight end, Gray, complete. And he will have the Chiefs 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about
trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A gain of 3, second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 7-yard line.
And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Second and 7.
Yellow.
Toss right side to Pacheco.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
Inside the red zone, and that means don't come away from there with anything less than 3 points, but everyone's thinking about 6. They're trying to get to the end zone. They decide to run a toss. Big people up front being mobile and moving, and a running back trying to follow behind them to find yardage, and that's exactly what he did.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Fight on these two. Argo blue lane.
They'll run for it with Pacheco.
And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco
Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Chiefs have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. You get down this deep, Charles, you hate to settle for a field goal. They roll the dice on 4th down, really just hoping to get that first. But as it turns out, they take it all the way into the end zone.
You mentioned that they took a little bit of a gamble there. Think about it this way. Most teams throw the ball in this situation in the NFL, so they really gamble with a running play. And boy, did it pay off. Pay dirt.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
The Chiefs will set up for the 2-point conversion.
Mahomes will throw for it. It's caught at the 1.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us. Because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. That's George Karlaftis, who fought his way through the line to bury him.
It's 2nd down.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Take 26.
Oh, he fakes a spike. Under pressure, they got him again.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And they've got a fourth down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for.
It's got to have it time. 4th and 9.
Now Rodgers got to have this one. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Rodgers to throw.
That's to Freiermuth. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there for the offense. They're hoping that that's something they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
This one into the hands of Metcalf.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
To throw is Rodgers. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. DK Metcalf with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Steelers are an extra point away from taking the lead here in the 4th.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Mahomes to throw it. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen.
And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
And that touchdown puts them up 7. But now's when the fun begins, partner, because if you go ahead and kick the extra point, it's still a one-possession game. Go for 2, you might put it out of reach.
Yeah, a little decision to be made. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Here's 1st and 10.
Attack, attack. Yep. Easy. 15. Hey, Sunday. Attack.
Mahomes will throw.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This defense has been so stingy all game long. No reason to think it's suddenly going to open up now. They took their shot, but this, like many others, falls incomplete.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Yellow.
Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice.
And he's brought down.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now. Mahomes. And this one is going to be off the mark. Too far out in front. couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Yellow, yellow. Hey, 180.
Mahomes. And this one is incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get him the completion.
Here now, 3rd down.
Yellow. 180.
Mahomes. That's into the hands of Worthy. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 19. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Well, going to be tough to get 2 plays out of this. This could very well be it. Here's Mahomes. And he gets in just in the nick of time, so they get the touchdown they need. Now they need a 2-point conversion to tie it.
We'll break down the touchdown later. It's 2-point conversion time. Go to your script, pick your play, and go for it.
The late touchdown was only half the battle. Now
the Chiefs will set up for the 2-point conversion.
One final try for Mahomes. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. Everything was riding on that 2-point conversion, and they got it.
They got it. They now have the momentum. Time really dwindling in this game. Now their big deal is make sure they get a good kickoff and don't give up anything big on the defensive end.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left.
Harrison Butker to kick off.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas
So
City.
it's the Steelers who will have the first chance to go down and score here in overtime as we are back underway.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
First and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate. It's caught inside the 25. And this is a touchdown. Now, it's not over yet, but they draw first blood here in this overtime. So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game, one behind the all-time record of 5.
Boswell for the extra point. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game.
Steelers 28, Chiefs 21. Chris Boswell, the kickoff.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
60 yards rushing for him now as he was just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
A stop here is a game winner in overtime. Here comes 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of 40.
A gain of 15 yards. And a Kansas City
Mahomes going to change things up.
First down. First and 10.
Now on first down, he'll drive to throw it. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
Now Mahomes.
34-yard line.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Mahomes to throw once more.
He'll try to pick it up himself.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
On 3rd down, the defense decided to blitz. A very good job of recognizing it, stepping away from the pressure, and finding open space to scramble and pick up a first down.
Mahomes now to throw.
He'll check this one down to Pacheco.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 18 yards there, and it'll be a first and goal.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Now Mahomes maybe a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Here's another 2nd and goal, this time from half the distance closer.
Yellow.
Now here's Mahomes. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. So a very interesting final chapter to this proverbial book here in this